Hi, Dyslexic Genius here, Brett Hurt. My phone number is 864-236-1680, or you can email me at dyslexicgeniushurt@gmail.com. What I'm going to talk about is polishing the nickel plating on a phonograph and the gold plating on a phonograph. And this question came up to me in an email, and I thought I'd do a demonstration about this. On a gold plating, and that's the most critical, hard one to do, as you see here, this is dull all the way through here, and we have hand sweat and other crap. But if we look over to the other side that I've polished out, you see a big difference. So the first thing you want to do is get a rag or a towel like this, and lacquer thinner is your friend. And you want to wipe everything down with lacquer thinner or try goop to clean it first on the gold. But the gold plating on like Victor machines is extremely thin. So if you use, whoopsie, fumble butt here, if you use the flitz, this will run right through the gold. But if you use Never Dull, which is a wad stuff like this, it's kind of a cotton material with some stuff in it, and when you use it, it'll come out black like this. So on gold plating, after you've cleaned it how you want to clean it, but remember this is extremely thin, you're going to take the Never Dull and you're going to gently, very little pressure, and you're just going to do this, watching it all the time. And then the illustrious old t-shirt that your wife wants you to throw away in the trash, you want to keep those because they make wonderful little towels. And then you want to wipe this down. Then you want to take a towel and you want to use lacquer thinner, and you want to clean it off with lacquer thinner. So you'll be going through a couple of these.
Lacquer thinner, Never Dull, and lacquer thinner again?
Yep. Never dull, clean, Never Dull, clean it off with lacquer thinner. Anytime you polish the nickel plating on a phonograph, you're leaving a residue even if you've buffed it off with a cloth. So you need to use, the last operation is lacquer thinner and wiping it down. It takes that residue off. You don't want to leave that residue on. You're polishing, you're not waxing. Waxing is different than polishing. We're polishing here. On this one, on this tone arm, you can see how beautifully shiny it is. I used my t-shirt towel with a little bit of flitz. The nickel is more durable than the gold plating.
Did you start with lacquer thinner?
Yeah, I wiped this down first with lacquer thinner. I cleaned it. I want to get any residue off. Then I had the flitz, and I do the flitz, just rub it in. And now if you have nickel plating and it's becoming hard to do, you can use a Dremel drill with a little buffer like this. But you need variable speed. I use this one from Harbor Freight with a flex drive because I can move this around like this and I'm not holding the big Dremel part. And this is variable speed. Wide open. I can keep it running very slowly to polish out, watching where I'm going, light touch. You don't want to drive into it because you'll run the nickel right off of it. But you can use this also. And this helps get into spots like here. You see how slowly I have it doing? I add a little flitz to it. This will get all black and icky, then it'll be a towel or a paper towel. I use a paper towel a lot of times. You can see the black that comes off. After you're done, you wipe this all down. On this back bracket, as we see this is total toast. Why is it toast? Because I started to polish out and it's taken all the nickel off. The nickel really, on these phonographs, because they did a fair job of nickel plating, but they didn't, I don't think Victor and Columbia and all those guys expected it to last over 100 years. They thought it'd probably come out with a new product, they'll throw this one away or get rid of it, we'll buy a new one. This one will have to be re-nickeled because the nickeling, as you see this, is horrible. So if you're buying a phonograph and you're out looking for phonographs, you know, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and you see tone arms that look like this, run. Because now you know I'm going to have to re-nickel this, and this gets expensive. This is a lot of...
To recap, gold, you're going to go lacquer,
then
never dull,
dull, and then you clean it off with lacquer thinner.
and then nickel is going to be lacquer,
Lacquer thinner, flitz, and clean it off with lacquer thinner.
Okay.
You know, you can use spray chemicals on this, but on the gold, I'm very leery of using anything harsh. And when you do polish the gold, which is more critical than the nickel, as you can see here, this is a harder plating than the gold. You can run right through the gold plating. It's really, really, really thin. This hobby is a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed this, and that's my tip for the day.